Welcome to my channel, Valuable Rare Coin, where small US coins hold big value. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and discover hidden treasures in your change. Let's dive in. First is going to open your eyes to a modern marvel that's quietly turning heads in the numismatic community, the US 5 cents coin from the year 2023 with the Denver Mint mark. That's right, a coin so recent, so modern, yet already making waves among experts and collectors alike. While it might seem too new to be rare or valuable, the truth is that the 2023 Jefferson Nickel is quickly becoming a high-demand collectible for reasons that will leave you shocked and amazed. So stay with me, listen carefully, and you might just discover that your everyday change holds something truly extraordinary. The Jefferson Nickel series continues its proud legacy with the 2023 issue, featuring the classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the iconic Monticello on the reverse. But even though billions of nickels were struck in 2023, the Denver Mint unintentionally created a small group of coins that are unlike the rest, coins that stand out due to extraordinary errors, rare design features, and pristine conditions that push their value far beyond face value. For savvy collectors, this is a thrilling opportunity, a modern coin that's already climbing the ladder of desirability and worth. Let's dive into what makes some 2023 nickels truly rare and sought after. One of the most important features collectors are chasing is the full steps designation on the reverse of the coin. These steps, located at the base of the Monticello building, are often weak or partially struck, but in a true full steps example, 5 or 6 sharply defined steps are clearly visible and separated. Achieving full steps on a freshly minted coin might sound easy, but even today's modern equipment occasionally fails to create this level of detail. That's why 2023 nickels with full steps are already becoming hot property in grading circles. But what truly sends a coin's value soaring are the error varieties that happen during the minting process. Yes, even in the age of precision machinery, mistakes happen, and those mistakes are where collectors find their gold. One of the most talked about 2023 errors is the double die obverse, where the date, the words "In God We Trust" or Jefferson's eye and nose appear doubled when viewed under magnification. This dramatic and clear doubling effect turns an ordinary coin into a collectible star, and it's already been documented in multiple grading reports. There's also buzz around off-center strikes, die clashes, and even struck-through grease errors in 2023 nickels. An off-center strike creates an eye-catching misalignment where parts of the design are shifted, while die clashes leave behind ghostly outlines from opposing dies. Struck-through grease errors can cause parts of the design to vanish or look soft and blurry. All of these errors make the coin incredibly unique and desirable. These are the kinds of minting quirks that grab the attention of serious numismatists. With 2023 nickels being relatively new, many collectors are just starting to send their best examples for grading. Coins certified in high mint state conditions, MS67, MS68, and especially those with full steps or error varieties, are already beginning to appear in high-end auctions. The market is still growing, and that's what makes this such an exciting time to act. You're not just buying or finding a coin, you're catching it at the start of its rise, before the prices explode even higher in the years to come. And to give you a glimpse into what's possible, let's talk about a jaw-dropping sale that shocked even seasoned collectors. At a recent private auction, a pristine 2023 Jefferson Nickel with a dramatic off-center strike, brilliant luster, and full steps was sold to a passionate collector who simply couldn't let it go. After intense bidding, this rare modern coin sold for an astonishing $50,000. Yes, $50,000 for a coin minted just last year. It proves that rarity, condition, and error types don't depend on age. They depend on uniqueness, demand, and timing. So now it's your turn. Don't ignore those nickels in your pocket or coin jar. Take a closer look at your 2023 Jefferson Nickels. Check the Monticello steps for sharp detail. Examine the obverse for any doubling or unusual markings. Look at the rim. Is the strike centered? Use a magnifier or a phone lens and pay attention to every little detail. Because the next rare gem might just be lying in your loose change, waiting for you to discover it, and I want to hear from you. Have you found a 2023 D nickel that looks different? Does it have strong details, strange marks, or a misaligned strike? Drop a comment below and share your story. Second rare coin, we're going to explore a coin that is modern, patriotic, and surprisingly valuable, the United States 5-cent coin from 2004 with the Philadelphia Mint mark. Yes, you heard that right, the 2004 P nickel, a part of the iconic Westward Journey series, is more than just a commemorative piece. It's a coin with powerful collector demand, remarkable history, and a hidden potential to be worth thousands. So, if you love discovering treasure in your pocket change, this is a video you don't want to miss. The 2004 Jefferson Nickel marked a special chapter in American coinage as the U.S. Mint released it to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. This coin is part of the highly celebrated Westward Journey nickel series, which features unique reverse designs that broke away from the traditional Monticello image. Among them, the most notable are the Louisiana Purchase/Peace Medal reverse and the dramatic keelboat reverse, both struck at the Philadelphia Mint in large numbers. But here's where it gets fascinating. Within those millions of coins, a select few were struck with minting errors and unusual features that make them extremely rare and highly valuable today. One of the most talked about varieties of the 2004 P nickel is the double die obverse, where doubling can be seen on the inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If you look closely using a magnifying glass or coin loop, you might notice a clear shadowing or duplication of letters, a surefire sign that you could be looking at a rare and expensive error coin. Doubling errors are always in high demand, especially when they occur on modern commemorative issues like the 2004 P. Jefferson Nickel, and collectors are always eager to add such treasures to their display cases. Another exceptional feature to look for is the full steps designation, especially if you're holding a piece metal reverse. This refers to the steps on Monticello. Even though Monticello isn't featured on this specific reverse, coins from the series can still display unusually high strike quality on Jefferson's portrait and lettering. Sharp detail and strong luster can push a coin's grade significantly, and when combined with an error, the value increases exponentially. The keelboat reverse is also a favorite among collectors due to its intricate design, and examples with die cracks, cuds, or off-center strikes make them standout rarities. There's even more buzz around struck-through errors where a foreign object or debris interferes with the striking process, leaving behind an unusual and unique imprint. Coins with grease-filled dies can also leave out important details from the design, making them even more valuable due to their extreme rarity. And let's not forget off-center strikes, where the coin design is visibly misaligned from the planchet center, creating a one-of-a-kind appearance that instantly commands attention in any collection. Certified examples of 2004 P. Jefferson nickels with these types of errors have made a serious impact in auctions across the country. Collectors are now paying top dollar for these coins, especially those that have been professionally graded in mint state 67 and above. With modern coins, high grades combined with striking errors are very rare, and that's exactly what makes them so desirable. The market is red hot for these pieces, and demand is only increasing as more people begin to realize their hidden potential. Let me tell you about one of the most exciting auction sales involving a 2004 P nickel. This particular coin featured the piece metal reverse, an ultra-rare double die error, and nearly flawless surfaces that glowed with mint brilliance. It had been graded at a superb mint state level by PCGS and had the kind of eye appeal that collectors dream of. After a competitive round of bidding from eager numismatists, this modern marvel sold for a staggering $60,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, a 2004 nickel, just 2 decades old. Sold for $60,000 thanks to its perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical significance. So, are you ready to go digging through your change? Do you have rolls of nickels or old coin jars waiting to be searched? Now is the perfect time to examine your 2004 P. Jefferson Nickels closely. Look for unusual details, doubling, striking flaws, or missing design elements. A simple glance could mean the difference between an ordinary coin and an extraordinary payday. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know when you might stumble across something truly rare. Third expensive coin, we're talking about none other than the United States 5-cent coin from 1964 with the Denver Mint mark, the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel. What might look like an ordinary 5-cent piece could actually be a hidden treasure worth a massive amount of money. So, if you're someone who loves hunting for valuable coins or is curious about what makes a simple nickel become worth a fortune, then listen carefully and enjoy this video all the way through. The year 1964 holds a special place in U.S. coinage history. It was the final year before the mint eliminated silver from circulating coins like the dime, quarter, and half-dollar. While the Jefferson nickel remained a non-silver coin, production ramped up significantly to combat the coin hoarding that happened during this era. Millions of these nickels were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but what makes the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel stand out today is not just its historical context, it's the hidden errors, high-grade examples, and incredible minting anomalies that have made it a white-hot collectible in recent auctions. Now, let's get into the magic of this coin. One of the most powerful value-boosting factors for the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel is the full steps designation. This refers to the steps at the base of Monticello on the reverse side of the coin. A coin that shows 5 or 6 fully visible and sharply struck steps is incredibly rare for this year and mint mark. Most 1964 D nickels were struck with worn dies or had weak strikes, making full steps varieties almost impossible to find. But when one surfaces, collectors go absolutely wild for it, and for good reason. But that's not all. This coin is especially famous for its mint errors, which transform it from a common nickel into a masterpiece of collecting history. Some examples of the 1964 D have been discovered with double die errors, where the inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or even the date appear to be doubled due to misaligned die impressions. This kind of error gives the coin a unique look and is always in high demand because it reflects a clear minting mistake that's easy to identify with a magnifying glass. Other errors that can bring high premiums include off-center strikes, where the design is visibly misaligned and part of it is missing, die clashes, where ghost-like images from the opposite side of the coin appear on the wrong face due to dies striking without a planchet, and struck-through errors, where foreign materials interfere with the striking process, leaving strange textures or missing details. All of these make each 1964 D error coin one of a kind, and that uniqueness drives its value through the roof. What makes this coin even more attractive is how sought after it is by both new and seasoned collectors. The Jefferson Nickel series has seen a massive surge in interest over the last decade, and coins from the 1960s are now being carefully examined for errors, varieties, and condition. A 1964 D in brilliant uncirculated condition with full luster, sharp details, and one of these rare errors is a dream come true for any collector who wants to add a standout piece to their collection. This coin has quickly moved from being just another nickel to becoming a crown jewel in modern numismatics. And here's where things get truly exciting. Let's talk about a recent auction that sent shockwaves through the collecting community. A 1964 D. Jefferson nickel featuring full steps, mirror-like surfaces, and a prominent double die obverse was offered at a major numismatic event. This coin had been certified in a top mint state grade and exhibited all the hallmarks of a rare masterpiece. The moment bidding opened, collectors and investors from across the country began a fierce battle, each determined to claim this extraordinary coin. In the end, it sold for a jaw-dropping price of $160,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A simple 5-cent piece from 1964 sold for $160,000 because of its rarity, condition, and historical significance. So, what does this mean for you? It means that your next big discovery could be sitting right in your coin jar, your pocket, or your collection. Take out your magnifying glass and inspect your 1964 D. Jefferson Nickels. Look for strong step detail on Monticello. Check for doubling in the inscriptions. Examine both sides for any striking oddities or off-center features. That small coin could be hiding the kind of value that turns heads in the collecting world and changes lives for those lucky enough to find it. Especially, we're talking about the United States Jefferson Nickel 5 cents coin from the year 1985 with the Philadelphia Mint mark, the 1985 P nickel. This coin has been catching the attention of serious collectors, and for good reason. It's more than just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of rarity, value, and hidden potential. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American coinage since 1938, but coins from the 1980s are often overlooked by the average person. What makes the 1985 P version truly exciting is the fact that a small number of these coins were minted with stunning precision or with rare and dramatic minting errors, and when those unique qualities combine with high-grade condition, the result is a collector's dream come true. The truth is, these nickels aren't just old change. They're historical artifacts that can bring big money to those who spot the right signs. Let's talk about what makes a 1985 P nickel rare and valuable. One of the most important things to look for is the full steps designation on the reverse side, where the Monticello building stands tall. Normally, nickels from this year do not show the steps in clear detail. Most were weakly struck or worn down quickly. But a select few examples have sharp, full, uninterrupted steps at the base of Monticello. If you have one of these, you could be holding a coin that only a tiny percentage of people ever come across. Full steps nickels are one of the most desirable traits in Jefferson nickel collecting. Now, let's dive into the fascinating world of mint errors, where coins with mistakes become masterpieces. One of the most thrilling errors that collectors chase is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck twice slightly out of alignment, creating a shadowed look on the date, letters, or even on Jefferson's portrait. If you notice doubling on inscriptions like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," or if the date 1985 looks thick or doubled, then you might be looking at one of the rarest variations of this coin, and collectors are paying high premiums for it. Another key error to look for is the off-center strike. This is where the design appears shifted to one side, sometimes cutting off part of Jefferson's head or the rim design. These types of errors are instantly noticeable and always demand attention. Even better? When paired with high-grade condition and full steps, an off-center strike can send your coin's value soaring through the roof. Add to that potential die clashes, struck-through grease errors, or clipped planchets, and you're looking at a true rarity that tells a one-of-a-kind story from inside the mint itself. Collectors today are constantly hunting for coins from the 1980s that are in top condition, and the 1985 P nickel fits perfectly into this new wave of numismatic excitement. Coins that have been well preserved, showing minimal wear, strong luster, and crisp details are now selling for far more than face value, especially when certified by grading companies like NGC or PCGS. The market is booming, and this coin is becoming more and more desirable with each passing year, especially among Jefferson nickel specialists and modern-era collectors. Now let's get to the part that truly gets everyone excited: the auction results. In a recent high-profile numismatic auction, a spectacular example of a 1985 P. Jefferson nickel stole the spotlight. This coin had full steps, was struck in brilliant uncirculated mint state, and featured a clearly visible double die obverse. The luster, the detail, the rarity, everything about it screamed premium. And after an intense bidding war, the final hammer price left the audience stunned. This single nickel sold for a staggering $70,000, yes, $70,000 for a coin most people would ignore in their everyday change. Imagine the possibilities: a nickel in your collection, your coin jar, or your inherited stash could be hiding these same valuable features. It's time to check your 1985 P nickels carefully. Use a magnifier, inspect the date, Examine the steps of Monticello and look for anything that seems slightly off or unusually detailed. You could be looking at a treasure that most people wouldn't even recognize. Last unique coin, we're talking about the United States 5-cent Jefferson Nickel from the year 1990 with the Philadelphia Mint mark, the 1990 P nickel. This coin might look ordinary at first glance, but trust me, this is one of those special issues where condition, minting errors, and collector demand come together to create a true treasure. So, coin lovers, listen very carefully because your next rare and valuable find might be sitting in your change jar right now. The Jefferson nickel has a long and respected history in American coinage, and by 1990, it had already become a staple in wallets, registers, and coin rolls across the nation. But here's the twist. While billions were minted, only a few carry the unique and highly sought-after traits that transform them into prized collectibles worth thousands of dollars. The 1990 P nickel, minted in Philadelphia, is especially intriguing because it's one of those coins that can look extremely ordinary, yet secretly hold the potential for an incredible payout if you know what to look for. Let's start with one of the most important features that makes this coin stand out: the full steps designation. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see Thomas Jefferson's historic home, Monticello. At the base of this building are a series of steps. Most nickels from 1990, especially those struck at the Philadelphia Mint, were produced with worn dies or lower quality strikes, meaning those steps are usually faint or partially missing. But once in a while, a 1990 P nickel is found with 5 or 6 perfectly defined full steps, clear and sharp from top to bottom. These full steps nickels are incredibly rare and immediately catch the eye of serious collectors because they represent a minting precision that is nearly impossible to find from that year. But it doesn't stop there. What really sends values soaring into the stratosphere are error coins, rare minting mistakes that create a one-of-a-kind result. For the 1990 P nickel, there have been confirmed cases of double die obverse errors, where the date, Jefferson's profile, or the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust appear doubled when viewed closely. This isn't a printing illusion, it's an actual doubling caused during the minting process, and collectors go wild for it because of its rarity and visual impact. If you see this type of doubling on your coin, congratulations, you're holding a valuable variety that's becoming harder to find with every passing year. Other incredible errors that push the 1990 P nickel into elite territory include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't struck correctly in the center of the planchet. There's also the die clash error, where faint ghost-like impressions from the reverse appear on the obverse side, and vice versa. These visual quirks tell a powerful story of what happened inside the mint and turn a standard nickel into a collector's marvel. Coins with struck-through grease or clipped planchets are also on the radar, making them even more desirable when found in combination with other unique features. As the modern coin market continues to heat up, the demand for Jefferson nickels, especially rare issues from the late 80s and early 90s, has surged. Collectors are beginning to appreciate the rarity of these coins in high mint state condition, especially those with known varieties or mint errors. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC are now seeing more 1990 P nickels submitted for certification. And the highest grades combined with full steps or error characteristics have already started commanding attention from top-tier collectors. Let's talk about the real-world impact. An incredible moment that shook the auction scene. A collector submitted a 1990 P Jefferson nickel that not only had full steps, but also a prominent die clash error and brilliant mint luster that made it sparkle under the light. After being graded as a top-tier mint state example, it went up for auction. What happened next was stunning. Collectors knew how rare this coin was, and the bids came flying in. When the final hammer fell, that little nickel sold for a life-changing $50,000, yes, $50,000 for a coin most people wouldn't even look at twice in their pocket change. So now the big question, could you be the next lucky collector? It's time to check those jars, search those rolls, and pull out your magnifying glass. Examine your 1990 P nickels for strong details on the steps of Monticello. Check for signs of doubling in the lettering or date, and look closely for unusual shapes, textures, or misalignments. These tiny signs can be worth tens of thousands, and your careful eyes could uncover a coin that makes headlines. And here's the best part, we want to hear from you. Have you found a 1990 P nickel with an interesting error? Are you unsure if your coin has full steps or a double die? Leave a comment below and share your story. This community is filled with collectors who love helping each other learn and grow. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another rare coin that could be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and always remember, your 1990 P Jefferson Nickel could be worth an astonishing $50,000. Keep searching, stay curious, and as always, happy collecting.